77% of this job market is captured by the international students.
What STEM is?
It's a global passport that you get. It depends on what you want to study. From 30 plus, they can apply. Give a shout out to US. That's the best market that you can have. Trust me. Nothing will come for free, and then no one will come and give you a job like that. We have around 1 million jobs. So definitely, there is a stay back option.
Hello everyone, welcome. Today we are here stretching out to you to help your dreams studying abroad come true. Today we have a special personality here, Business Development Manager in Uni Global University Systems, Country Representative for Webster University, Florida Polytechnic University, Concordia University, Chicago, Anas Hussain. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hi, Natalie.
First of all, why don't you give us a brief introduction about yourself?
All right, okay. So, myself, I work for InUni Global, which is an independent department of Global University Systems. Global University Systems are into education management. So, we manage exclusive universities for United States, which is Webster University and Florida Polytechnic University and Concordia University, Chicago. So I'm the main contact person for Sri Lanka. Students who apply for Webster, Florida Polytechnic and Concordia University, Chicago. So I work for InUni Global and I represent all these three universities for Sri Lankan students.
Right. For all the people out there, why don't you give us the basic idea, the meaning of what STEM is?
Okay. So STEM is a very popular word that among the international students right now. STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Mathematics. So students who study in the majors of science, technology, engineering and mathematics subjects comes under STEM designation. So that's the a brief explanation for STEM.
So what are the programs that are fallen under this program?
So under STEM, the most popular programs available with us, for an example at Webster, you have BSc in Computer Science and BSc Computer Science emphasis in Cybersecurity. And also we have BA in Interactive Digital Media and BA in Animation. If you take Master's graduate programs, you have MS Cybersecurity and Data Analytics. And also all the engineering courses falls under a STEM category. So there are plenty of programs, but for Sri Lankan students, my experience, a lot of students goes to, in the US if you take, the main major for STEM designation is Science and Technology. So for a student in Sri Lanka, if they're studying technology, they fall under STEM, which has a lot of opportunity in the US. And I recommend personally for all the students in Sri Lanka who are planning to pursue their career in the field of technology and IT, go under STEM for US. That's the best option you can have.
That's absolutely a lot of opportunities. So apart from the STEM, what are the most popular programs in USA?
USA, we have more than 120 programs for international students. It depends on what you want to study. USA as a destination, they welcome students who actually know what they want. So you need to have a proper career progression and career plan when you start your higher studies. So if you want to do higher studies, if you want to start your bachelor's degree in the US, you need to do a proper research and find out the best program that is suitable for you. There are 120 programs that you can select. There are majors that you can select like fine arts, and then you can do accounting, business management, and then also there are popular programs like I told earlier, computer science emphasis in cybersecurity and bachelor of computer science in data analytics, robotics. You can learn artificial intelligence, which are the main hot topics in today's world. With this COVID, everything has evolved, our lives has become changed, and in the way we study, everything, each and every step that we do is something to do with technology today. So technology has become the major program for US. And other than that, there are other programs like the usual programs that you can find out everywhere. US also has, like I mentioned earlier, we have BA in Animation, be a game and game designing, game development, and whatnot. You can, if it's you need to select what you want, and you need to prioritize your studies for next 4-5 years and understand. Talk to anyone, for an example, talk to Expert Education, and you will be able to find out the programs available. So you need to spend about 45 minutes, like 30 minutes to 45 minutes with an expert to talk and identify what program that you need to study. But my recommendation for Sri Lankan students, if you are in the field of IT, can be graduate or undergraduate. If you are choosing the field of IT or technology, don't have second thoughts. Give a shout out to US. That's the best market that you can have. Trust me.
No doubt that there are a lot of great opportunities waving at all the viewers out there. With that, why don't you brief us about the job market in USA and around the world?
Okay. First, I'll talk about the USA because it's my area of expertise. Yeah. So USA, when it comes to job market, USA job market has increased by 11% since 2019 to 2021 in the field of STEM. So USCIS, United States Citizenship and Immigration Services Department has received a couple of appeals and letters from the industry leaders like Google, Facebook and Microsoft, asking to increase the number of STEM students, STEM designations, to stay back in the country to fill the jobs which are created or projected by 2025, which is going to be 3.5 million jobs. So definitely international students are going to grab this opportunity. Out of that, most importantly, 77% of this job market is captured by the international students, and out of that 62 is from the South Asian region. So definitely India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal and also Sri Lanka is being one of the IT hub in this region, and our IT experts are like pretty much very they are like very talented. So for them it's a good opportunity, and going into US being the market leader for technology, I think that's the best place that you can think of applying for jobs. Yes, there are jobs, and also if you study in the US, you can go to any of this any part of the world country, because for an example, Ireland, Dublin is the you call it Silicon Valley in the Europe, right? So you study in the US in one of these programs, and then you also have opportunities countries like Ireland. You can go to Canada, or it's a global passport that you get once you graduated from a US university, because you will be welcome based on the because of US being the #1 destination in the world for higher studies, and also the education system is the #1, and until now US being the #1 destination, I think you will be welcomed in all over the world, and then you can grab your opportunity anywhere in the world.
Right. Let me ask you this. Why USA special for students to study these programs in the country?
So why USA special for international students is that they have a career progression. So while they study, they need to complete their studies 100%. They have to be very serious about their studies. So like I mentioned earlier, USA needs students who know what they want exactly. So if you are a student looking for higher study option abroad, not particularly USA, you need to do a proper research on what you want to do. So if you do that, or if you don't, if you have no idea of doing it individually or alone, you can talk to, like still because we are talking here, you can come to expert and ask, what is your plan? You want to study in this. I like to do a job in the field of photography, for example. I like to do a job in the field of stage and drama, theater, or stage or event management, or fine arts, or dancing. I want to become a dancer. I want to become a audio engineer. So you need to chase for your dream. It's your life, and you need to think what you want. You should not restrict. This I always tell for international students, I mean the Sri Lankan students who are applying for US. You should not restrict yourself to something which controls you. it's a world that you need to chase out your dream. So if you want to study, if you want to achieve something, you need to find out what needs to be done. So in that instance, USA, if you want to study anything that you want to achieve, you want to study, USA higher education is the #1 education system in the world, and that has been recognized by all the countries and all the big companies, Fortune 500 companies. If you are a graduate from US, you'll be welcome, because you have come along with the education system that you get adapt to this culture, you get adapt to the working culture and the knowledge, theory, practical, everything. So one common thing that everyone knows about USA is that you need to study 4-year bachelor's degree and then 2-year master's. So for international students, if you study a 4-year degree, it basically covers you not only the subject that you are doing. For example, if you are studying computer science, emphasis in cybersecurity, that's the specialization. So you will not only study cybersecurity or computer science, you will also study, for example, language. You also study about the culture. You also study about, there is a program called Global Development Program. So you learn about the cultures and other nations, how to interact with others, and how to adapt to leadership. So all these are in the education system. So for international students, it's a lifetime experience. You will not only have challenges, you will have opportunities with the challenges. So that's what I think USA is special comparing to other countries. I mean, it is not because I promote USA universities. I personally, if I am given a chance to go and study in a destination, the popular destinations among Sri Lankan students, I prefer go to USA because that's the gateway for you. From there, you can think of going any part of the world and start getting yourself established, doing a job, and think of a life afterwards.
Basically, all in one package.
Yeah.
So what are the usual intakes?
USA, we have for Webster, Florida Poly, and then CUC, we have 2 main intakes, which is January, we call it Spring 1. So January intake is one of the main intake. So for students who wants to go to January, they will have to apply next year because now already application deadline is over. And the next intakes, the main intake is the August, Fall 1. But in between we have summer, which is May. And also we have Spring 2, which is in March. For students who apply for January but were not able to complete their documents, will fall under Spring 2, which is in March. But it's not March is not actually a main intake. For international students, I recommend go to Jan or come to August. So those are the 2 main intakes that international students will get exposure to the university and the student culture, and they have a lot of orientation programs for a lot of associations coming in, sports activities. So all that exposure you need to get when you are an international student. But if you go in between, you might miss some of these programs, so that you will miss a lifetime experience there. So the main 2 intakes, January and August, and you have Spring 2, which is in March, and you have summer, and also we have one Fall 2 in September. So main 2 intakes, Jan and August. In between we have intakes. So if you fall under one of these, if you missed, you can go to other intakes.
Yeah.
But remember, you apply Jan and August. That's where your student life will begin.
Right. With that, I believe that there are a lot of individuals out there who are seeking for part-time jobs while they are following their programs. So how about the part-time jobs and the earnings for those international students?
So in the US, in all the universities, you have a separate department for student affairs. So in that, the people are there to help you on how to develop your CV, and then how to face an interview, and how to prepare yourself for a specific designation, and how to prepare yourself for your dream job. And if you want to become a cybersecurity expert, what needs to be fill out in your CV, what are the qualifications that you want to do. So all that guidance will be given when you're studying in any US university. You're not alone there. So all the support will be given. So for international students, they get support. For part-time jobs, they can work on campus for 1 year. And also all the international students have to stay in on-campus accommodation for 1 year. So you get that exposure, but if you find a better option outside, and if you feel that you should go outside and work, you can always get prior approval from the university, and you can go outside. So there's no restriction or whatever. So because mostly student has this mindset in Sri Lanka, like Sri Lankan students, the USA is tough and USA is difficult, you cannot work. But USA is the most flexible education system. If you really want to fall into that student category, I think you should try out. So answer to your question, yes, you can do part-time jobs. It varies from $10 to $15 depends on the employer. But it's on average it's 10 to 15 per hour that you can earn while doing a part-time job.
So what is the difference in the USA education system compared to the other destinations?
Okay, fine. So let me start this way. So USA education system is different to other country education system. Example, it's very flexible. So if you want to study computer science, or if you want to study accounting, or if you want to study psychology, or if you want to study fine arts, it's a major that you select. So while studying in the US, US education system is based on the number of credit hours that you earn. So in a undergraduate degree, as an undergraduate student, you need to fulfill 120 credit hours per year, right? So in that, for an example, 55 hours will be for your core program. And then another set of, let's say 0 to 26 credit hours will be your general education. And then also you can, there are programs that you can select as earn credits, elective programs that you can do. So you can pick and choose what you want to do. So if you're studying psychology, for an example, you want to study another major. You feel like, while I'm doing psychology, I need to do information technology management major. It doesn't mean that you cannot do, because you are studying psychology. If you want to study computer science, still you can choose the computer science and start doing a double E. So while you're studying, while you do that 4-year degree, you also can study another major. So that's one of the main key points that I see where students don't know or not aware of. I think they need to do the research. I mean, student in the US, they have that flexibility. And USA education, first you, from like I mentioned, the credit earned 0 to 29 credit hours, you call it freshman. And then you have sophomore status, you call it 30 credits to 59 credits. And then junior, 60 credits to 90 credits, and then senior 90 plus credit hours that you. So that's how the US categorize students. So if you want to do major, if you want to change your major in 2 years, you still can do. You can talk to your university, and you feel like saying, psychology is not my cup of tea. I feel more interest in animation. I want to do animation. They won't say no to you, because it's your choice. You can start doing, change the major, or you can do both. And also there are programs like, Bachelor of Business Management, emphasis in human resource. And then computer science, emphasis in data analytics, or artificial intelligence, or robotics, or big data, data science. So you can select what you want to be. So that flexibility is there in the US market. I think you won't get that anywhere. If you want to change your major, then you might have to start again. But in the US, while you are doing another major degree, you can also do another program, or maybe you can completely change your major. But still, it will not affect your studies, because that's how the US education system is.
That's really interesting. So, what are the scholarships available for the bachelor and master students, and how much is the average cost of studying?
In uni, in GUS, we give guaranteed scholarship for undergraduates. So it starts from up to 50%. So in USD, if I mentioned, we give guaranteed scholarship for bachelor's degree, which is $12,000. So it will be every year. So average bachelor's degree cost at our universities, average, if I take Webster as an example, it's $27,000. But you get guaranteed scholarship of $12,000 if you enroll. If you come to expert, you enroll at Webster, so you get a $12,000 USD per year. So when you study for 4 years, you get $48,000 scholarship. And then for masters, if your GPA is above 3.5, you get 20% scholarship, and if your GPA is in between 2.5 to 3.5, you get 15%. So for an example, a master program at Webster, it is 27,000, depends on the credit hours in the US again. So master program is also depending on the credit hours. For MS in cybersecurity, it's 36 credit hours. So MS in data analytics is 36 credit hours. So per credit hour, it's 750 USD. Right? So 750 into 36 credit hours is 27,000. So if you have a degree of second class upper, then I think most probably you will be eligible for 20% scholarship. So that from 27,000, 5,400 USD will be deducted. So you will have to pay only 21,500 for both the year, for the entire program. So comparing to other programs or maybe other universities, I think Webster is giving a very a decent, affordable program fee. I think student should try out. And also Florida Poly, it's the lowest university for tuition fees. So their master program will start from $14,000 because it's a government university, and bachelor degree will start from $21,000. So that's the range that we are in. Concordia University is starting from $31,000, and also they get a guaranteed scholarship of $8,000 per year. And then for masters, you need to submit your transcript, and also you will be eligible to get a 20% scholarship from us.
Right. With that, if I ask you, why USA is not so popular among the students in Sri Lanka?
I would say it's purely negligence. Not many people talk about USA. Even the companies who are into education management or, let's say, consultants in Sri Lanka, we have a trend of students going to other countries. Sometimes because the reason behind is that because they don't do a proper research, and it's everywhere that USA is the #1 highest study destination in the world, and still it's the #1. And then some of the other countries are far behind USA in terms of studies, and USA has about 4,500 universities. So why not USA? I mean, you have to do a research. So that's why I said students from Sri Lanka need to understand what they want and what's their dream. So as a nation, that we need to understand, Sri Lankan students should identify their expert or their area of expertise or what they want to become. So based on that, select your higher study program. Don't select the destination first and then select the programs. First, find out the program and your career path, then select the destination. So if you follow that path, I think USA will come into your list. But mostly because of number of students go out of Sri Lanka for various other destinations, and they share pictures, or they share their life stories, or maybe they get in touch, so they also want to go. So don't restrict yourself for a opportunity where you have a big opportunity in somewhere. So first give priority for your program and your future, and then based on that find the destination. Don't select the destination because your auntie, uncle or sibling living in a particular country. I know it's a reason, a lot of people wants to go because you have your relatives they can support. But as an international student, I don't know, Mithil, if you have been an international student, when you are outside the country as an international student, you will be the only person who can help you in that country. No matter you have uncle, auntie or whoever, but you should back up yourself. So that's the way of being an international student. I think US is not popular because we have not spoken enough. Awareness is not given. So for the same reason why in uni at GUS group we have so many other destinations, we have the universities, popular destinations among Sri Lankan students. But I mainly focus on the US market because there are plenty of opportunities we want to give out to that Sri Lankan students. And if you take India, our neighboring country, 77% of from 60 to 70% of the percentage for the international students who goes to US is from India. Their #1 destination is USA, because we know India is the #1 service provider for information technology, and they choose USA because not for not for nothing, right? They know what's the opportunity they have. So when Indians, I don't say that we should follow India, but they choose in USA because there are opportunities. So yes, awareness is something we need. I think Expert is doing a wonderful job here for spread awareness. I think you should talk to someone who knows about it, and then do a comparison. Do a feasibility study, what is the best for you. Based on that, select. I'm sure USA will become a popular destination in the coming years.
Yeah, so remember, USA still tops the list. And I'm sure there are a lot of people, a lot of students, A-level students who have received their results or just after A-levels, seeking for a country to start their higher studies. If the student goes just after A-levels, will it be manageable for him or her?
I think that's the best age that you should plan out. I mean, you can study after certain years, but if you start right after A-levels, you are much structured. Then you should plan yourself when you do A-levels, what you should do after A-levels for higher studies. So I think being an A-level student, if you go abroad, I think that will be the best age for you to go. So then you will have more experience, and you will get it to, you will adapt to that culture, and then you can easily change yourself, or you can become a flexible person when you go in early stage. So that's the age that most of the countries welcome international students. I think answer to that question, if you're an A-level student, yes, that will be the best age for you to go. But still, people who wants to go for masters, even from 30 plus, they can apply. We have instance of graduates coming from at the age of 51 at Webster and other universities. Education has no barriers or has no age, but yes, if you are an international student, yes, don't wait until 51. You apply at the age of soon after A-levels. That's the best age.
Yeah. Speaking of A-levels, what is the eligibility and the application process for just after O-level students in USA?
Okay, I'll put it this way. For US, if you want to do a bachelor's degree, you need to have at least 12 years of study. So in Sri Lanka, if you put, you need to do your O-levels, and also you need to do your A-levels. But it doesn't mean that without A-levels, you cannot apply. So like I mentioned earlier, 12 years of studies. So you do O-levels at the age of 16, I think 11 years of studies. And then you need to have another 1 more year. So you need to do something related to your studies, what you're planning. So it has to complete 12 years of study, and if you want to do masters, it has to be 16 years of study. So if you can match. There is a myth that going on that to study a master in the US, you need to do a bachelor's degree, which is 4 years. But it is not the case anymore. If you have done a 3-year bachelor's degree, still you can apply for masters. So like I said earlier, so there are a lot of information that needs to be shared to students. They need to get updated, and there are a lot of opportunities. So if you are a student only with O-levels, and you need to do just O-levels will not enough, because if you really plan to do something, you need to start something. If you want to become a let's say a computer engineer, or you want to become an engineer, or you want to become, it doesn't mean because you didn't do A-levels your life is over. So for whatever reason, if you have not done A-levels with O-levels, yes, you need to start somewhere. So you need to at least complete that 12 years of study for you to apply for bachelor's degree. And then for masters, you need to have a 16 years of study. So in the case, like I mentioned, 4-year degree and 3-year degree comparison. If you have done a 3-year degree in an international university, you can always send out the transcript. Our admission department will go through, and definitely, I think most of the students who are coming from Sri Lanka have done 3-year degrees, so they are always welcome. And our university, especially, we have more South Asian students coming from this region, so they understand our education system and our student quality, and then our quality of education. So definitely, you are welcome with 3-year bachelor's degree, and with O-levels also, yes, can apply.
Speaking of the benefits, what sorts of benefits are given to the international students from the USA government?
Okay, for international students. So I would say for international students, they have to study, like I mentioned, if you are doing a bachelor's degree, you have to study for 4 years. And in that 4 years, you are welcome to do part-time jobs, and you have in the US, as everyone knows, you have CPT and OPT. CPT stands for Curricular Practical Training. OPT stands for Optional Practical Training. So under these two categories, student can do their part-time jobs and they can do their CPT. They can always have to get prior approval from the university to do their CPT, and they can do part-time jobs. And under OPT, students are welcome to stay back and do their internship, find a job. So if you study a 4-year bachelor's degree, a non-STEM program, you will be doing 1 year, you will be eligible for 1 year post-study work permit. So in other countries, you say PSW, but in US, it is OPT. So in the US, PSW stands for OPT, so Optional Practical Training. So you do a OPT for 1 year. So within that year, if you are a really serious student, and then I'm sure you will be able to find a better job. And if you wait until someone comes and gives you a job, that's not the way it will work. Most of the international students, if they listen to this conversation, they will vouch that for you to become a successful student and to have a good life, it will not happen overnight, or it will not be for free. You need to work for that, and you need to find out. So likewise, in that 1 year, it's an opportunity for you to find a job. So if you are under F1 visa as a student, in that particular 1 year, you will be able to find a job and then change your F1 visa to a H1B working visa, and then your employer can sponsor you. So if you are coming from technology, science, engineering, mathematics, there are plenty of jobs available. Like I mentioned, by 2025, US government, we need to fill 3.5 million job market for STEM programs. So definitely they need to have STEM designated graduates to stay back in the country to fill this. So that is why they also encourage students to study on these STEM programs. So you get 3 years OPT option. So in that 3 year, if you are not able to find a job, and if you are not able to settle yourself or to live in the US with a job, which will also lead you to apply for green card or citizenship. I mean, what can you expect? You need to be smart enough to identify the area that you want to work, and to secure a job which leads to your success. So nothing will come for free, and then no one will come and give you a job like that. But all the support system is there in our universities. Our university is situated in the areas of where most of these Fortune 500 companies are located. So they come for internships. 97% of our students get jobs internship. And in an instance, I should mention that for cybersecurity and data analytics, recently I had a conversation with the professor from this Webster University. He was telling that 99% of all the students from these masters got jobs, except for one student, because she got pregnant. She didn't want to apply for a job. Otherwise, it would be 100%. So as per the professor, we have around 1 million jobs in the cybersecurity and artificial intelligence and data analytics context. So these majors are actually creating jobs in the US, being the market leader for technology. So definitely there is a stay back option, but be a student for the first 4 years and go follow the right path, and then the opportunities are waiting for you. You just have to grab the opportunity and find your success.
With that, I guess we touched on the stay back options after studies in USA, and that's a clear-cut top to bottom detail about the international studies in USA. And I believe that we can wrap up the session with this. Until we see you again, stay safe. Thank you.
Expert Education and Visa Services, your trusted education partner.